The college basketball season is back, and it's opening night at Carver Arena as the Bradley Braves try to avenge last year's loss against the experienced Flames of UIC. Hello again, everybody. I'm Frank Missoni, along with Coach Dick Versace and Danny Adams. First things first, Coach, we need to tell people that we're really happy to have the former Bradley National Coach of the Year, NBA coach with some great success, NBA president and general manager, and the big line I'd like to give you is welcome back, and we're glad to have you.
Thank you, Frank. It's good to be back. I've been following the Braves very closely for the last couple of years, and and Jimmy and I, of course, have never stopped talking. All these years, you become friends with some of your players. Carl Maniscalco, whose son is now playing here.
Absolutely.
So it's really exciting to be back.
I'm glad you're back. Let's get down to business. What does Bradley have to do tonight to be successful against this experienced team?
Well, I've actually seen UIC play their opener, which was against Aurora College, which was not a very good team. And their starting team did not play well, and Jimmy Collins brought in a whole another 5 to get some energy going, which he did, and they eventually blew this team out. But there's 2 key players on this team, Josh Mayo, who lit us up for 34 last year, and I was at that game too, and Scott Vandermeer, their 7-foot center, who's a lefty. Now, they don't have to stop those 2 guys completely, but if they can keep those 2 guys in check, this is a winnable ball game.
Great. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the play-by-play. It's Bradley and UIC next. Well done. Big house is ready to rock as the talented and experienced UIC Flames take on the young and very athletic Bradley Braves. UIC 18-15 last year, 21-17 for Bradley. Coach, let's look at the matchups.
Well, I think the one you really want to watch is you got to watch Scott Vandermeer, and he's going to be guarded by David Collins. Now, what Jimmy Les doesn't want to happen is for Vandermeer to have such a good night that he has to start double teaming, because this team shoots too well from the perimeter, in particular Josh Mayo, who shoots 48% from three-point line. The other one that I'm a little scared about is Theron Wilson on Torrey Boyd. Torrey Boyd is extremely athletic, not a particularly good shooter, but he did make some threes against us last year. So I think if these 2 matchups can be under control as we talked about, then Bradley's got a good chance to win this basketball game. They need to play better defense than they played the last game. When they played against Platteville, Frank, they actually played a team that was an outstanding Division III team, and they scored 79 points on them, but they gave up 84.
Yes.
And they've got to get that under control. And I know Jim Les has been working on it all week, trying to use that athleticism that these young players have.
Dodie Dunston gets the job of guarding Josh Mayo, who hit 34 against Bradley last year, and that's a little bit of confidence shown by Coach Les in Dodie Dunston.
Well, Dodie Dunston's extremely athletic, and he's strong, and he's a competitor. They compare him to J.J. Twy, and he's not there yet, because what J.J. did for this Bradley University basketball program was monumental.
You bet.
I mean, he buried his desires to be a scorer.
That's right.
And as you know, in his first 2 years here,
yeah,
it was kind of an adventure.
You bet.
He thought he was a point guard, and he wasn't, and he turned out to be a very good power forward, and an outstanding contribution to Bradley University's basketball program.
We should also point out that Andrew Warren, Bradley's leading scorer of a year ago in the Valley, will, after leading returning scorer, will not play tonight. Dick, do you know exactly what happened to Andrew?
Yeah, I do. He had a stress fracture and it healed completely, and all the MRIs say that everything's okay. And then normally after he would do some, physical workouts, he would have some soreness, but it would go away. Well, a few days ago, the soreness didn't go away, so they were alarmed and they went back to the doctors, and everything's fine, but they're just being very cautious. So they're taking it game by game. I talked to Jim Les today at the shoot-around, and he said he's not playing tonight. And I said, what about Florida? And he says, we don't know yet. We're just going to wait and see.
All right, well, let's hope the best for Andrew Warren. We should point out to you that Dick mentioned Scott Vandermeer, 41. They're in red, trimmed in navy and gold. He's 7 feet 255. He's a senior. This is the 4th time he's played against Bradley, 3 with UIC, once as a freshman with Bowling Green, 4 times against the Braves.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. And actually, he could have played 4 times.
That's right. That's right. The series between these two teams is 2-1 Bradley, and the Braves are starting Chris Roberts essentially in Andrew Warren's spot. He's number 23, 6'4". Collins goes in the middle against Vandermeer. We're underway, and Bradley has the ball. The Braves in white. Maniscalco, man to man.
Frank, one of the differences you're going to see in this game and the Platteville game is they started two point guards, and Maniscalco, for the first time in a long time, wasn't on the ball.
Right. Wilson off the window. Bradley gets the rebound back on the offensive board. Collins steps in. Dunson for 3. Yes.
Oh, that's a bonus. He's not a knockdown three-point shooter, but if he sets his feet and gets time, he can put it in the basket from there.
This is Spencer Stewart, 25. He's a 6'4" point guard. Bradley will probably change people. Bradley's in his own. Or are they just sinking?
Man.
Sinking.
That's man.
There's a long rebound to Dunson. And Sam Maniscalco brings it for Bradley, who drew first blood.
Bradley loves to run what they call Braves motion, which it looks like a weave to the novice, but it's much more sophisticated than that. And it requires a lot of reads. And that's why, Coach West has a green team here. I mean, they're inexperienced, right? And so they need to really work on it and work their reads.
Sam Maniscalco guarding a man 4 inches taller than him. Vandermeer's first shot, the left-hander, goes long. Dunson moves to the front court. Bradley pushes. Blocking foul, UIC. Just for the record, the school does not wish to be called anything other than UIC Flames. So if you hear me always call them UIC, that's their choice.
Well, I don't know if you've seen their campus lately, but it's absolutely beautiful.
It is.
I mean, they have just resurrected the area around it, so they want to be UCLA of Chicago.
Here's a steal by Josh Mayo. He's got a free lane. Blocked by Bradley. Nice defensive play by the Braves. Maniscalco rakes off a screen.
They're playing awful fast right now. They should probably settle down a little bit.
Bradley played fast in its exhibition games and had some rush shots. Roberts, first time with the ball, carried it. Bradley 3, UIC nothing. 18:15 to go, first half, Carver Arena. Frank Bissoni, Dick Versace, and Danny Adams welcome you to the broadcast on Comcast.
Let's watch the Scott Vandermeer show down here. The 7-foot center.
He's hard to miss.
See how we play him.
Collins is behind Vandermeer. Now Vandermeer's way out, setting a high screen. Takes him a while to get to the basket. Back cut by Krebs for a nice pass.
Somebody turned their head.
3-2. Roberts. Collins is way out at the top of the key. David's a senior at 7 feet, 242. Maniscalco on a curl. And a whistle against the Flames.
Frank, it's not so odd to see David Collins out high. Jimmy loves to bring the big man out, and he pretty much has a rule that that the big man can roll back to the basket occasionally. He can pick and pop.
This is the 41st. Here's a shot by Maniscalco. No. The Flames had Bradley boxed out and have the ball. Bradley's played 40 non-conference home games under Jim Les, has won 36 of them. Another back cut by Josh Mayo, but it's a bad pass, and Bradley owns the basketball.
Mayo's going to be doing a lot of back cutting because Dodie Dunson's going to be trying to deny him the ball and make him really work to get possession.
He was 11 of 17 in the opener last year in Chicago. That's Dodie Dunson. He's in the paint. And he's got a couple free throws coming.
Now this is a crucial area where I think where the Bradley Braves have got to grow. I mean, in the first 2 exhibition games, they shot 50% from the free throw line. You know that they're better than that. You can see that finish there. I'd say that was a foul.
Amen. Amen. Darian David Dunston II.
From Bloomington.
Played for Ron Rose there, and then he went to, he started at Iowa State, had 6 points against Bradley, and then went to Vincennes, started all 34 games last year.
Yeah, he's had a bit of an odyssey to end up here.
He really has.
Seems to be a quality individual, quality person, and a very, very hard worker, very athletic, and he seems to be accepting this defensive challenge.
Jim Les liked him all the way back in high school, I recall, and he loves his energy. Stewart tries to get into the lane. He does, and a foul away from the ball. It's on Theron Wilson. Theron Wilson had a couple of early fouls in each exhibition game.
You know, we need him to be able to play heavy minutes. The Maniscalco Spencer Stewart matchup is interesting as well.
Really is.
They're zoning the out of bounds, Frank.
They got a layup that he missed, and Scott Vandermeer tipped it in. Into the game for the Flames will be 21, Rob Eppinger, 6'8", 240 from Rockford. He's a banger. There's a bad pass by the Braves.
Those you're going to see, probably more of those kinds of mistakes because this is a very, very inexperienced team. They have excellent foot speed, good athleticism. When Warren gets back in, they'll have excellent shooting. But it's going to be a task right now for these guys to learn.
Nice block by Roberts for a moment on a pass. But Krebs gets it back. Krebs against Wilson, fades and fires. Bradley lost the ball by running into their own man. Here's Spencer Stewart taking it in. That will not count offensive foul.
Well, that's a good break for Bradley. They've got to get used to getting the ball off the get up. Here's the drive, the offensive right hand out. That's the pro move. I'm used to seeing that.
I should say. Dunson. He's at the top. Maniscalco's on right wing. In goes Theron Wilson, stuffed. Here's a long lead pass to Mayo, and Bradley blocks it, and he got a foul on Chris Roberts, I believe. Jimmy Collins is the coach of UIC, 12 seasons, 194, 171. Here's the foul.
Well, you can make a case on that. It could go either way. Certainly Chris Roberts doesn't think that he fouled him.
4 fouls on UIC, 3 on the Braves. This is Josh Mayo, their best player and preseason player of the year in the Horizon. Shoots free throws at 84%.
And 48% from the three-point line. He's a very, very dangerous player. And he can manufacture, Frank, his own shot, which makes it very difficult. Bodie Dunston's going to have his hands full. Right now he's doing a pretty good job, but you got to find him in transition.
He made them both. Guards at the next level have to get their own shot, the good ones.
You bet.
Edward McCain in the game, number 1, a 5'11 freshman, and he's got speed and strength. Dunson tries a 3. And if that was a 3, that's 3 free throws.
Well, let's look to see.
I'm not sure where his feet were. I was blocked out by the official.
No, he's giving him 2 shots.
All right. There's timeout on the floor. 15:49 to play, and Bradley's down 1. We'll be back at Carver Arena right after this.
Central Illinois farmers have taught us that hard work, dedication, and respect of
Along with Dick Versace at Carver Arena, where last year Bradley averaged 10,115. Here's a replay.
Clearly his foot was well inside the new three-point line, which is going to be difficult for some players, Frank.
Oh.
Some players, I would say Jeremy Crouch would have a tough time with that 3. But the other 3, the 19.9 3, Jeremy Crouch was devastating.
Absolutely.
Some players are like that.
Well, it is at the edge of the range of some people, and I think the great three-point shooters might be fine, but the experimental three-point shooters may not be able to make those.
Well, guys that walked up to that 19.9 line last year might notice a difference. There's several Bradley players I don't think it's going to affect at all. It's not going to affect Sam Maniscalco. He can shoot from NBA range.
Yes.
He's got some strong shoulders on him.
Chris Lowry at Southern said he has no conscience. He can make them from there. Dunston's good again, and he has 7 points. That's all of Bradley scoring. Doty off to a great start.
Again, let's take a look at the Vandermeer matchup. He's got Sam Singh in there guarding him now. That's good because you can use his 5 fouls and not be bothered by it.
Krebs with a shot that's too long. Dunson rebounds. Sam hurries. Sam blows by a man on the left, and it's a moving screen on Sam Singh, and we've had a few of those in the exhibition game.
Well, that's what they call a step-up screen in transition. When you're in transition, a big, a power forward, or a center, or sometimes a small forward will step up for the point guard. It's a really good play, but you got to be careful that you don't slam the guy that you're trying to screen, and that's kind of what happened.
Amen.
Although Sam Singh wouldn't agree with that.
Here's Eppinger given a high screen. Xavier Neely, 23, the freshman who's jet quick, is in, and there's the ball, and there's a long 3 ball. And Bradley had up on the boards, Taylor Brown, the freshman, was way up there for that.
He was skywalking. He was definitely skywalking.
Taylor Brown's got a lot of juice. He's 6'6", 205 freshman from Dunwoody, Georgia. The most famous alum from Dunwoody, Georgia is Ryan Seacrest of American Idol fame.
Who?
One day it'll be
No, I know.
Taylor Brown. Maniscalco draws men to him. McCain lost the footing over there.
Got lucky there. I think it was touched. I think it's still Bradley's ball. But I'm seeing way too much jumping up in the air to pass the ball.
Yeah.
The rule should always be if you're jumping up in the air, you're jumping to shoot the ball.
Amen. Here's Doty trying again. Eppinger horses the boards. He's a big one. Not many runouts in this game.
No, I think both teams are feeling each other out. Both teams are playing excellent transition defense. When that happens, you don't see runouts. You don't see out numbers.
I don't want to talk too much about Doty's 7 points, but he's also guarding Mayo and doing a good job there. Nice touch by Scott Vandermeer from the outside. Horizon League's best rebounder knocked that one in. He's also their best shot blocker in the league. Dunson, Maniscalco, Taylor Brown, Singh, and McCain on the court for the Braves. Not much experience out there.
Not much experience. Sam Maniscalco played 27.2 minutes last year. Theron Wilson played 30. Andrew Warren played 30. And the next highest returning experienced player is David Collins with 9 minutes a game. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Virtually all the playing experience, from the Bradley Braves, and that's why this is going to be a work in progress.
It is indeed. There's 2 freshmen on the court. There's a newcomer in Dunson. There's a sophomore in Sam Maniscalco and a 5th-year senior in Sam Singh, as Jim Les calls him, Dr. Singh. He's been here long enough.
Yeah, but Sam averaged 8.9 minutes last year, so, that's not a lot of experience, although he has been around for a while.
Maniscalco gets the free throw. It's 8-8. 14 minutes left to go in the first half. As both teams have felled each other out a little bit, I think the rhythm of the game will get a little better. 1 for 2 for Sam. A little over 6 minutes have gone by as Josh Mayo looks for a shot or a penetration. High screen.
There was a switch to help on Mayo. That was a good move.
Chris Buchanan, 31, has just been in for the Flames. He's 6'3" and a junior. Bradley's pushed their offense way out on the floor. 5 to shoot. And an offensive rebound by UIC's Josh Mayo. Fresh clock.
Those long threes, Frank, it's very difficult. Sometimes they just go right back to the team that shot the ball.
Here's a near steal by Maniscalco. The ball goes inside, up and down, no good, by Ignatovich, who is 6'9" and 240, and he backs up Vandermeer in the middle. That's Edward McCain, number 1. Very quick. Got tripped going to the basket. It might be on Neely. That's what it is. Edrin McCain is 5'11", 177 from LaPlace, Louisiana. He had the experience of Hurricane Katrina up close and personal.
Yeah, I know Jim likes him very much, and he will be an outstanding basketball player for Bradley University in years to come.
Indeed he will. On their state championship his senior year, he had 24 points, 8 rebounds, and an MVP trophy. 8-8, 12:43 to go. Bradley trying to push the Flames away. We got an offensive foul there. It was a turnover, and Bradley has the ball. Okay, McCain's at the point. Dunston, here's that weave. This is Darian Norris, another freshman, number 3. All 3 freshmen in the game for Bradley. Nice pass inside for McCain to Singh for a deuce.
That's terrific. That
Wow.
was outstanding. When you can run the Braves motion and you can get the kind of movement they're getting, even though UIC is jumping out and trying to stop the movement on the perimeter, that all of a sudden you can pop somebody on a duck inside like Sam Singh got, and David Collins did in the Platteville game.
Right.
Then you can start to get some inside shots and shoot higher percentages. You know, Frank, there's 12 minutes and 6 seconds left in this half, and we're on the bonus for the rest of this half.
Absolutely. And you know, McCain has this ability to pass off the dribble with his right hand without touching it with the other hand. He slips that ball right in there. That was a great pass. All right, Bradley pushing.
They're in a 2-3 zone.
There's your zone. Keeping the ball on the perimeter. You want to attack a zone defense, not just fan it on the perimeter. That shot's probably a step out of Mayo's range. Big rebound by the Flames, but Bradley gets it. Here's a run out for the Braves. Bad pass by Norris.
And he jumped in the air to make the pass.
Yes, he did. Jeremy Butel, who played for Bob Knight at Texas Tech and was transferred, picked that one off. This is Neely. Posting up inside. Ignatovich. They've got some big kids.
You got to help Mayo. You got to help on Mayo.
There's a teardrop on a runner for Mayo.
You're almost better off if Ignatovich is out setting that screen way high like that. You're almost better off double teaming Josh Mayo when he comes off the screen.
That's 4 for Mayo. Singh misses inside. Bradley tapped at it, and now I think it's a foul on Sam Singh.
Yeah, Sam chose to reach in rather than to run the court, and that's what he needed to do to get back in transition.
We've got timeout on the court. UIC by 2. We'll be right back.
Therapy with a personalized approach. That's what you'll find at Professional Therapy Services. Therapy for all ages. Therapy for multiple conditions. Professional Therapy Services has clinics conveniently located in Peoria, Morton, Pekin, Chillicothe, and Washington. For those who expect more, see Professional Therapy Services. We are the therapy people.
A healthy lifestyle. Living life to the fullest. Having the energy to tackle everything the day throws your way. Feeling good about yourself. At Kramer Chiropractic and Acupuncture, we are a life enhancement center, and we're committed to evaluating your overall wellness as well as designing an alternative health program that will change your life, literally. What you choose today determines your tomorrows. Choose well.
I'm Dr. Keith Kramer. Live life well.
Kramer Chiropractic and Acupuncture. Call now to get started.
Think buying insurance is fun and easy? Finding the right company, deciding the right coverage, getting the best price. Fun, easy? It can be overwhelming. And that's why we're here. As a local, independent agent, we can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Live your life. Let us help you protect it. Providing safe, sound, secure protection with Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
defense, defense, defense. That's what Coach Les has been preaching. That's what he wants his team to hang his hat on. He wants his defense to create their offense and not create their defense pressure. As you can see up here, the Bradley defense right now is going in full force, and they're ready to go. We're looking for them to continue that up, keep putting the clamps on Josh Mayo, and keep going hard with the pressure. All right, back to you, Frank and Coach.
Thank you, Danny. Danny, of course, played 5 years here for Coach Les, and I'm sitting to my right is the guy that coached Jim Les in his magnificent career at Bradley, graduating in '86.
And Danny Adams, his last year at Bradley, had a whale of a year.
Didn't he,
was
though?
So much fun. He played so courageously, and he was so much fun to watch. And when he started to shoot those threes, we all thought, that's in. That's in.
I should say, he had a lot of grit. All right, Josh Mayo against Sam Maniscalco. Mayo tries to go by him on his left. He's quick.
Got to help on Mayo.
Nice defense, and he missed the shot. Good effort by Maniscalco. Bradley rebounds. Roberts throws it away. Roberts got the rebound, threw it away, and no goal and an offensive foul, so he recovered from his mistake.
Chris Roberts is a bundle of talent, but he scored 12 points a game his second year in junior college, 9 points a game. He's going to have to figure out how he fits and how he can use his talent at this level. And it's going to be a process for Coach Les.
He is one of the more athletic young men I've seen around here.
He is, but this is a whole different. You want to see how a player plays when the lights are on, and the lights are on.
A lot of good 4 o'clock players, right?
Frank, it's different in practice. You just have to do it.
Roberts is with the ball there. Wilson. Shot too long by Roberts. Nice rebound inside. Theron Wilson slapped away by the Flames. I think we got a foul.
When you have Roberts on the floor and you have Theron Wilson on the floor, and these guys, Roberts and Wilson, play bigger than they are. They're both great leapers.
Absolutely.
And then you throw in David Collins at 7 feet. It's a bigger back line than you think it is. And there was a good example of Theron Wilson going to the boards.
As Wilson throws the first one in, Bradley's next opponent, Florida, has won tonight against Toledo, 80-58. And another Valley team playing Missouri State 14, Auburn 12 with 11:20 to go in the first half.
They're hanging in there,
I should say. Bradley knots the score. First 2 for Theron Wilson. Bradley needs some scoring out of Theron this year. Bradley stays man-to-man. Neely breaks free. Great block by Collins. David Collins erased Neely's try inside.
Jim Les has put a fresh body, put Sam Maniscalco on Josh Mayo.
I'm sure 2 or 3 different Braves will guard him. Neely's at the point. Chris Harris is on the right wing. Mayo's out right now. Bradley. Zone.
Yeah, they're in the 2-3 zone.
Whacked out of the dead corner. That was Mayo. So Josh Mayo gets his first 3, and Bradley's down by that many, 13-10. Wilson steps in, rebound try by the Braves, Collins, and the Flames come out of there with it.
Based on what happened last year when UIC and Josh Mayo went crazy up in the pavilion, on their campus, you cannot let him do that.
Mayo missed a runner. That is absolutely right.
You just can't let him shake and bake and get free. You got to give Maniscalco some help.
Nice move by Collins. He posted right in the middle of the paint, and he got a foul on Vandermeer.
Now, Coach Les is playing a 2-3 zone on the baseline out of bounds. So that means they're going to stay in the zone. And that means you got to find Josh Mayo. I mean, he's a 48% three-point shooter, and he's a little more difficult to track down, in a zone because no one's specifically assigned to him.
David Collins made the free throw, and he's not bad at that at all. Last year was 67% from the foul line.
I think David Collins is making a move. I mean, he's showing a lot more passion for the game than he ever has. Certainly in the 2 exhibition games, he played extremely well. In a Platteville game, he was outstanding.
21-9. Made a move.
So you hope as these young kids grow, he'll grow right along with them as far as their passion for the game.
Absolutely. And you know, Jim Les has had a lot of JC kids that shined on their senior year as you did, but David Collins might be one of those. Bradley gets a long rebound on a long shot. Dunston on the scoot, steps in, didn't get it. Tough break for the Braves.
Yeah.
Bradley down 1.
It was the right play. I just didn't drop. Sometimes those things happen.
Dunston with 7 points. Now there's Mayo. Dunston with him. Mayo goes around him on the right. Free shot. Bang. Chris Harris right in rhythm. Stop and pop and drop.
That's what Chris Harris can do. Chris Harris came off the bench against the Aurora College, or against Aurora College in their game, in their exhibition game, and he made jump shots. Of course, the reason that he made that jump shot because there was terrific penetration by Josh Mayo, and he kicked it out. That makes it difficult to get back out. He knocked it down.
Drive and kick. Braves down 3, trying for a stop. Krebs has been quiet, guarded by Maniscalco. Vandermeer wants the ball inside. Harris on the move. Krebs was open, gave it up for Robo. That's a 3-ball for Robert Krebs, who prefers the name Robo. He's got 5 and Bradley 6 down. The Braves need to score. Theron Wilson with the ball. Barges in, kicks to Roberts. Yes.
That's wonderful to see, because if he can become a threat from there, he doesn't have to be a great 3-point shooter, but if he can become a threat, it opens up the rest of the things that he can do.
Chris Harris in the game with Krebs, Butel, Mayo, and Vandermeer. Now we got a timeout on the floor. Not sure whether it's a 30 or a full.
There's a little handoff and then the pop. It's sort of like a pick and pop foul.
I think this is just a 30-second. We'll stay here. Coach, what's the overall impression? I know we've said the game's a little ragged. How do you feel? You're the coach right now.
I kind of expected this, and I think it'll be shown in the second half that the Braves are going to settle down a little bit. I mean, it looked like somebody sped up the tape. I mean, they're just excited. There's a lot of young guys there.
All right, we are going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
At Russell Cycling and Fitness in Washington, we make it easy to get started.
We're back. That's Jim Les on the sidelines, 105 and 90 in his career at Bradley. Robert Krebs will be at the free throw line.
Well, Bradley's doing a pretty good job of handling Josh Mayo. He's 2 for 6, but Bradley's 2 for 10, shooting 20% so far. I mean, this is obviously not going to get it done, but we've got to slow down, and I'm sure that we will. This is a lot of pregame butterflies and jitters for a lot of young guys.
Bradley has shot 11 times fewer than the Flames, 21 to 10. Bradley's holding their owns on the boards, 12-12. Bradley was 15 and 3 last year when they led rebounding. Long shot out of the hands of Dodie Dunston over to the Flames. Bradley's down 4. Shooting as badly as they have, they might be down more.
On the NBA, we call it hanging around.
Yeah.
They're definitely hanging around, and what you want to do is hang around, and then start playing better. One of the things I'm seeing on the offensive end is if you watch David Collins, he's open inside. And the guards, McCain and Dunston, they've got to do a better job of looking inside and trying to find them. And Darian Norris is in there as well. And if they will look inside, they will see that David Collins pops open quite a bit.
Krebs makes the free throw, an 80-plus foul shooter out of Maroa Forsyth. Led his team to a state championship in Class A, 33-1. Bradley's down 6. Need a hoop. Bradley needs somebody to find the range. Norris missed. Wilson. Bradley's still going after the ball inside, but Butel comes away with it. The Flames own the basketball, a 6-point lead at 6:10 to play. First half. Mayo, this time against the other number 1, Edrin McCain. I think Mayo carried it. He did.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the defensive pressure that Bradley's putting on. It's just not resulting in baskets at the other end because we're trying to play too fast. We're not looking inside. We're taking some high degree of difficulty shots.
Dunson fell down in the lane, and I guess he lost the ball. You know, Coach, it's hard for any basketball team to look good if you shoot bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good axiom. I think that would apply in a lot of places, a lot of levels.
Yeah.
But that's just going to work itself out. I mean, you're not going to shoot well shooting and playing. Shooting is difficult as shots as we're taking and playing as fast as we're playing.
So shot selection and slowing the tempo down a little bit. Here's a near steal by McCain, and Bradley gets it.
Yeah, I mean, we're really doing a good job of getting deflections and stepping into passing lanes, and really a respectable to very good job on Josh Mayo.
It's also hard to pressure when you don't score. This is Taylor Brown, the freshman. High weave, McCain wheels into the lane. Sam looked at it, goes through. Brown. Once again, inside position, gets the rebound for the Flames. Bradley 6 behind. Krebs. Rebound Vandermeer. He slams it up there. The ball rolls out to Bradley. McCain's on a run. Here he comes all the way down, puts it up and missed it. Point blank.
Well, you give him a lot of credit for, taking the hard drive to the basket, but I mean, it was he did it by, maneuvering the dribble and really was playing so fast it was going to be difficult to make that.
Jimmy Collins just called a 30-second timeout, and Bradley, struggling to score, has 7 points out of Dodie Dunson and only has scored 15 points with 4:45 to play. First half.
Well, you just saw on the replay, you saw the finish by Edrin McCain, and really he was wide open, and that's a finish that you're going to have to make at this level. And I'm confident that, in time he'll be very, very good. You can see he has jets on his feet.
Absolutely. So, and we have to remind fans that perhaps Bradley's best outside shooter, Andrew Warren, isn't dressed for the game.
Right. I would say Warren and Maniscalco are the two best perimeter shooters, and then maybe Theron Wilson after that. And we don't know about the other guys. We don't know what Darian Norris is going to be able to do. We don't know what Taylor Brown is going to do. And we don't know what Adrian McCain is. By the way, who did he vote for? I wanted to ask him that.
Great question.
No, but Adrian has to show us that he can shoot the ball from the perimeter, and I'm confident that will be the case.
Very quickly, I want to mention some special friends of Bradley basketball that help out the university and us. BradleyFans.com website, Core Construction, Zobrist Construction, Proctor First Care, Total Income Tax. We'll talk about those folks later a little more. Bradley on defense, where they've been pretty good. Butel's outside against Brown. Ball's on the floor. Wild long shot by Krebs. McCain, who is a really good rebounder at 5'11". He had 16 rebounds in the game last year.
He skied for that. He absolutely
did.
skied and was very physical in his effort to get it.
Bradley needs a hoop in the worst way, and Taylor Brown takes it to the goal and is fouled. If they're not going into the outside, attack the rim.
Well, I know this is probably a little frustrating for Coach Les because, he's not seeing his young team, find shots out of the offense. So what they're doing is they're basically running the weave, and then when one of the young guys gets it, he just says, well, I'll do something. Exactly. And it's kind of what happened here.
Last year, Bradley shot 44% for the season from the field, and their opponent shot 44%. Bradley shot 74%, as Brown made that one, and their opponent 70. So, and Bradley averaged 74 points a game last year, the opponent 72.
Well, I'm happy, and I think probably Jim Les is happy too with what's happening defensively. But this offense is just they're playing hard, but they're just trying to play, as I've said maybe too many times, they're playing awfully fast.
This is another 30-second timeout has just been called. So, is there anything else in the stats that stick out to you, Coach?
Well, the free throw attempts, I mean, we have made 9 of 11 free throws. I mean, where would we be, if we didn't have 11 free throw attempts to their 2? They've only had 2, and they're 2 for 2. So, I mean, let's not have a repeat of what happened at the free throw line against Platteville when they made 19 out of 19.
Yes.
Of course, you don't have any control over that. The only control you have is putting them on the line. Once they're there's nothing you can do. If
I'd have mentioned to you with 3:55 to go in the first half that Dodie Dunson and Josh Mayo would have the same number of points, you'd have told me we'd have led.
Well, that's true, and I think this will work itself out. Hopefully it'll, the latter part, in the last 4 minutes of this half and going into the next half.
All right, the UIC Flames in red with the ball. Bradley in defense. Singh pushing on Vandermeer.
He's gonna want to come back to his left shoulder or right shoulder.
Yeah, he always goes that.
Yeah, he's a left-hander. He's going to fake like he's going baseline, but he's always coming back to his left hand, always coming back to the middle.
He's got 6, and they've got a 23-16 lead. Now Bradley's called a timeout. We're going to be back at Carver Arena in just a moment.
Scissors for Hair, more than just a haircut. Family owned for over 20 years. We're open 7 days a week, appointments or walk-ins. We have the biggest selection of home hair care products. You're sure to find what you're looking for. Stop in or make an appointment for the whole family. Our experienced staff is ready to meet your needs. Scissors for Hair, centrally located in University Plaza in Peoria. 688-0600.
Embassy Suites Hotel and Conference Center in East Peoria. Online now at embassysuiteseastpeoria.com.
Tired of going on the hour adventure to find just one item at the big do-it-yourself store? Well, there's a better way, and it starts with a visit to Builders Cash and Carry in East Peoria. Builders Cash and Carry will quickly get you the right item you need the first time and get you right back to your project. Builders Cash and Carry is here to help the do-it-yourselfer as well as the contractor with quality building materials like lumber, deck building supplies, and hardware. Get your job done right with help from Builders Cash and Carry in East Peoria, just next to the Cedar Street Bridge.
Pace of this game. This game is in Bradley's favor. The score is not right now, but the pace is. The Braves are controlling the defense, but what they're not doing is they're not converting on their defense. They're coming down, little too quick shots, they're one shot and out. They need to control the pace, slow down, get better shots on offense, and higher quality shots. They need to keep their penetration going, and they need to look for their big man inside. Their big men are posting up hard, give them the ball, and let them go to work. Back to you, Frank and Coach.
Thank you, Danny. Coach, in the NBA particularly and in this level, coaches talk about slippage.
Yeah, I've coached at all the levels, and slippage applies at all levels. And what it means is what you teach in practice, when you put it on the floor under the lights in a game, you get a lot of slippage. It slips into not being executed near as well as you did in practice.
One other thing that I notice is that one of the problems Bradley's had is they can't get the crowd in the game because they can't shoot. They're just cold. And that's why the crowd, I think if Bradley made a little run here, the crowd would really get into this game. Bradley's doing a lot of things well.
Well, they are, but this is one of the things that they have to do is they have to shoot the ball. That's a wide open shot. It's an easy shot for Sam. He normally would make that, but he's only taken one shot in the entire first half.
It's amazing.
So he's got to start looking at the basket a little bit more, especially without Andrew Warren not being, available.
He had 55 threes last year, highest ever by a Bradley freshman. David's behind Scott Vandermeer, and Vandermeer didn't get the layup. He got it back. Krebs is wide open for a 3-ball.
Yeah, Krebs can shoot. Mayo can shoot. Paris can shoot.
Now the lead's 10. And a walking violation against the Braves with 2:21 to go. Bradley is stuck on 16. Well, Bradley's had a few stop and pops, but not many drops.
No. It's this is a rough night for these kids, and it's a rough night for their coaching staff.
Oh,
this game is far from over.
Oh my goodness, yes. Well, I'd be shocked if Bradley didn't make a run. They always do. Wilson, good defense by the Braves. Collins trying to get around the front of Vandermeer, and I think he got a foul. It's number 2 on Collins with a minute 54. $11 points in the game for Krebs.
Vandermeer's a load. If you look here, he posts up strong and he fights you. He battles. He's scrappy. He's got an excellent second effort. He goes after his own miss really well. It's a tough assignment to guard this guy by yourself for David Collins. But David Collins is 7 feet tall. He's just, as is Vandermeer, and he's got to battle him.
Vandermeer got any shot at the next level?
That's hard to say. I'd have to see more of him.
Yeah, you bet. Here's another 30-second timeout. And once again, we can point out that in the last flash stats, Bradley's 2 for 15 from the field, and the Flames have shot 10 more times but made 8.
Well, normally if the other team's shooting 32%, as UIC is, you go, hey, that's good. We're playing really good defense. And you know what? The Bradley Braves are playing really good defense. It's just that they've really got to settle down offensively, and that's just going to be a process. And hopefully this process can start in the second half. Right now, it's I've had everything that can possibly happen to you in a basketball game, including, I believe, was it 7 overtimes?
I broadcast that game. Yes, it was. Cincinnati, Robertson Fieldhouse, and the freshman center of Cincinnati later became yours, Mike Williams.
That's right. But what I'm trying to say is that I've seen everything, and I've been in situations like this, and you just have to fight your way through it. Just 2 by 2, or throw in some threes, try to get back into it. That's all you can do.
Wonder what the effect of the new 3-point line will be this year. Maniscalco got it. Sammy found one in his range and rang it up. So book it for Bradley. They're within 10.
He's got to just chip away, and Sam is the best perimeter shooter on the floor. He's got to take some more shots.
He's got 3. Mayo's quick. There's Krebs again. Look out. Theron Wilson got a rebound. Theron hadn't had the ball a lot on offense. Maniscalco looked at a shot. McCain's quickness. Wilson stepped in and he got fouled.
That was excellent penetration by McCain. He got into the lane, and then he drew Theron Wilson's man, I believe, and he was wide open. I've seen a lot of people open inside, and we got to do a better job of finding it. And the same kind of thing that's going on at the other end when Mayo takes the ball and penetrates, and we have to come off of our guy, and it's a penetration and kick game. And they got outstanding 3-point shooters. It's difficult. On the other end, when we get down to our end and we're in Braves motion, we have to do some of that penetrating. We can't just exchange on the perimeter. And this is something that's not that easy to do from the standpoint that you have to read what's going on, and young kids have a tough time with it.
Wilson got 1 out of 2. Just over a minute left. 3 points for Theron Wilson. Wilson averaged 12 points a game last year for Brad. Wilson had a couple of big games too, and he's a capable scorer. Sam Maniscalco's a capable scorer. Dodie Dunson can score. So Bradley will have to use their defense and change their shooting luck, make a run in the second half.
Well, if they could get a stop here and a 2 or 3 at the other end, maybe one more stop.
A lot can happen in 40
hanging
seconds.
around. We're hanging around. That's what you got to do, hang around.
Bogdanovich threw it up there, didn't go. He got his own rebound, a battle underneath. Sam Singh kicked it out. And here's Theron Wilson on the other end, 360, and he's wiped out. Chris Harris erased Wilson on the other end. Very athletic.
Well, exactly what I talked about might happen, did happen. You got to stop. You get the stop, there's the scramble. Now you get the ball out, you push it, you take it hard to the basket. The guy gets wiped out, you get on the line, you put the 2 down.
Got to make them pay.
And then it put you 21-28. That would be a 7-point deficit. From the way we're shooting the ball, that would be a miracle to go in there.
Absolutely.
At halftime with a 7-point deficit. Or maybe we can do better, get another stop.
Well, another steal is possible. Let's get this one in.
They'll probably play for one shot with 28 seconds left.
8-point lead, UIC and the ball. 4 points for Theron. Sam against Krebs. Krebs can really shoot the ball. This is Mayo, a long, uncovered shot. Rebound, Bradley.
We caught a break. We're going to get a shot.
8 seconds.
Get a good one.
Sam's coming. Still coming. Got it. Oh! Came out. Came out. It's a charge on Maniscalco. There are a lot of those in college basketball.
Well, for it to be a valid charge, I don't know. The guy moved underneath him. I would not call that a charge. I think that's a difficult call for us. Got to watch the deep throw here.
3, 2, 1, Mayo. And that's your halftime score. At Carver Arena, in front of a huge whiteout house, UIC leads at the half, 28-20.
Now is the time to join the Academy.
And fellow teammate of mine, Jason Faulkner. He's a Bradley Brave from 2000 through 2004. Tell us, Jason, where has life taken you since your experiences here at Bradley?
It's been good. Been able to travel around the world. Still playing basketball, obviously, and just enjoying myself right now, being done.
Great. Now we talked earlier about you playing a couple stints with Athletes in Action. Where have you traveled with them at?
Actually, this is my 3rd tour. We just finished up a week and a half ago. We had 14 games in 17 days. We played in Indiana, played in Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and ended our tour off last week in Ohio.
Well, great. Now I know the Athletes in Action. They do a lot of stuff outside the court. What kind of things do you guys do within the side of the community?
Basically, Athletes in Action is a Christian ministry. We do a lot of work. Obviously off the court. We did a lot of work with the high schools, with the colleges, the elementary schools, and just basically spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ and just interacting, using basketball as a tool to reach others. So.
Well, great. Now, since your tour just finished up, where are you heading now? What can everybody expect to see or maybe hear from Jason Faulkner in the future now?
We'll have a couple things lined up. Actually, I have a tryout coming up this weekend, actually Sunday and Monday in Augusta, Georgia. A former coach of mine that I played for in the ABA will be down there, so I'm going out for a tryout down there. Also some other possibilities, possibly playing in Germany in the new year. So.
Well, it's good to have you back. What do you think about this Braves team? How do you think they're going to fare this season?
Well, they're looking pretty good right now. A little slow, but still the first half. The second half could be good, so I'm expecting some more out of them. So.
Well, thank you, Jason Faulkner, and we'll be back with the second half after this.
Get the best price and the right advice on HD TV and home theater at Sherman's.
Heritage Bank's newest location is your cell phone. Mobile
UIC leads Bradley 28-20 at halftime here at Carver Arena. And it's time for a look at the stats, Coach, and also we'll talk a little bit about second half in a moment.
Well, do you really want to look at these?
I don't want to.
We're shooting 17%. I mean, that doesn't happen very often, and it's probably not going to happen. I'd say it's not going to happen in the second half. That's an aberration. You don't do that.
No.
Now, on the other hand, on the plus side, UIC shooting 30%.
Yeah.
You hold a team to 30%, you should be winning the basketball game. All through the first half, Frank, you and I talked about hanging around in bad situations.
Right.
Well, we got a bad situations. We're not making baskets. We are getting to the free throw line. We were there 17 times and made 12. They were there 8 and made 7.
Yeah.
So the rebounding is about a push there, 23-18. Offensive rebounding is not that big a deficit. They've got 7, we've got 3. It's the shooting percentage and the three-point shooting.
Look at the three-point. 5 for 21
for both teams. For both teams. So
5 for 21.
They're 3 for 12 and we're 2 for 9. This is not going to continue to happen. It's going to get better. Probably both teams will get a little bit better. So Bradley's going to have to continue to play hard-nosed defense, which I think they've done. I think they've done a pretty good job defensively. You know, you're looking at the number of points scored. You hold a team to 28 points, you know, in a college half.
Oh.
You know, you should win the basketball game.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I think it's more abnormal for us to be shooting 17% and scoring 20 points, and them getting 28. So I look for Jim Les to do the following: slow his team down, get better execution, continue to play good defense, do a good job on Mayo. Let's look at Mayo.
2 for 7, 1 for 4 from 3.
And let's look at Vandermeer. Vandermeer is 3 for 6.
3 for 6.
So you've reduced his shots.
Right.
So it's not like they're throwing a ball in the low post. This guy's like taking us down into the torture chamber.
No way.
I mean, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
So a lot of good things are happening. I know the fans are sitting there and they're going, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?" Yeah. Well, this is basketball. This is college basketball, and this is what happens. You know, both teams. Now here you see Edgerrin James coming in and I said James, I meant McCain. I voted for Obama. That's why I said that to him. But Sam Singh was open inside, and I think Danny Adams alluded to the fact there's going to be open people inside.
Yep.
And I'm seeing it too, and I'm sure Jim Les has seen it, and I'm sure they're talking about it. So I look for maybe us to get the ball inside a little bit better. I look for us to play slower. I look us to keep playing hard-nosed defense and try to put together a second half that makes a lot of sense.
We've got a lot of action coming. I can't wait for Bradley to make a run to hear this crowd respond. And so how long will it take? We don't know, but we'll come back and talk about it. Bradley down at the half by 8 against UIC.
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo. World-class value, world-class service.
2 great events during our Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo Customer Appreciation Sale. First, all pre-owned vehicles are marked down, including Lincoln Mercury and Volvo certified 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Second, we have special purchased a large selection of cars that get over 30 miles per gallon. Wow!
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo. Pioneer Parkway, Peoria. We deliver world-class value, world-class service.
At Russell Cycling and Fitness in Washington, we make it easy to get started on an exercise program. First, we help match you with the right fitness equipment. And we back each purchase with Russell's exclusive 30-day guaranteed buyback policy. Russell stays with you every step of the way. Sales, service, delivery, and in-home maintenance. No third parties, only Russell's crew of fitness professionals. So visit our showroom at Russell Cycling and Fitness in Washington. We're not only the best place to buy your bicycle, we're the best place to buy your fitness equipment too.
Bradley basketball fans, it's time to get ready to rock the house. Our packs are on sale now. College basketball's best entertainment value is waiting for you with 5 Saturday games for $50. Get yours now at the Shea Stadium ticket office or by calling 309-677-2625. Don't miss a second of Bradley Braves basketball action. Get your power pack today. Bradley Basketball. Are you man enough?
Frank Bissoni along with Coach Dick Versace and Danny Adams. You know, Dick, Johnny Wooden had what they called a pyramid of success, and he said competitive greatness is doing your best when your best is needed. I guess it's that time this half for Bradley.
Well, I actually look for a different half. I don't ever remember too many basketball games that I ever witnessed, you know, unless it was just a terrific team versus a really terrible team.
Sure.
That's not what we have here, but I've never seen two halves where one team's going to shoot 17%. I have seen a couple games where both teams, you know, shoot 30% in both halves, but certainly not shooting 17. So I look for the Braves to have a much better offensive half. They almost have to.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, one thing about Jim Less's tenure at Bradley has been his spread motion offense and his wonderful shooting and getting open shots, playing in a good rhythm, being able to turn the ball over sometimes. And our defense was really pretty solid.
I agree with that, and I think that as Jim looks at the tape of this game, you know, he'll be happy with a lot of things that he sees on the half court defensively. I think he'll be happy with his transition defense. They're not getting a lot of out numbers and breakouts and runaways. And the number of layups that they're shooting is reduced. On the layups they got were on a couple of putbacks by Ignatovich. He put one back, and I believe that Vandermeer put one or two back. But what I think is going to happen in the second half is that, you know, the offense has got to slow down. And I know when Jim looks at the tape, he's going to say, "Oh my gosh, look at this, look at this, look at this," and his players will too.
Absolutely.
And it's like I said, when you've got this many young people, I talked before about, you know, the only people that have appreciable minutes that are on the floor today are Sam Maniscalco with 27 minutes last year, Theron Wilson with 30, and Andrew Warren, who's not on the floor.
Right.
So the only other guy is David Collins, who had 9 minutes.
Bradley's only have two players on this squad with more than 1 year of Division I basketball. Sam Singen is one, Warren is the other, and he, of course, isn't playing. So this is a very, very young Bradley team. Let me quickly just mention Wilson had 4 points, Collins 2, Dunston 7, Maniscalco 3, Roberts 3, and Taylor Brown 1. 11 for Krebs, the leading scorer, Vandermeer with 8, and Josh Mayo with 7.
Yeah, and when Dunston had those 7 points, it was in the first 5 minutes of the game.
The first 7 Bradley scored.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the sidelines where Danny Adams has an interview.
Well, we're here with new head Bradley baseball coach Elvis Dominguez. Tell me, Coach, how are things transitioned here to come to Bradley?
Well, I tell you what, it's been very, very busy for us. We finally got our family here, and I tell you what a great environment this is, huh? Coach Les and the Bradley University. It's been an interesting summer, but we just got 14 commitments, so our class should be very, very strong and very, very athletic.
Have you got the team ready to go and they're ready to rock and roll?
That baseball weather outside, isn't it?
It's ready to go. Well, Coach, we appreciate you being here. We look forward to the upcoming season, your great career here at Bradley, and we wish all the best to you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next season.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Back to you, Frank and Coach.
All right, we're a minute 35 seconds so to go before the second half starts. And, Coach, you've done through this many times, many locker rooms. What was Jim Les talking about at halftime?
Well, I'm sure that he was, tempering, how he feels, because he's a tremendous competitor.
Oh.
I remember coaching him and what a great competitor he was, and he's been a great competitor as a coach. So the smart thing to do when you've got young guys is just to go in there and just to attack them would be the worst thing to do. And I'm sure he didn't do that, but then I'm sure he was very adamant about certain things that he wants to have happen, and most of those things have to do with execution on the offensive end.
I wonder if we'll see the ball get some touches inside for David Collins. And, of course, I'm sure Bradley would like to turn their offense into defense, from defense. And I have not seen a Bradley game here in years where Bradley didn't make 3 or 4 or 5 shots in a row.
No. Well, of course. I mean, this is exactly what you want. But, you don't have your best shooters on the floor. Andrew Warren is not there. It makes a huge difference. And it helps you spread the floor. It might not be as easy to get it inside to David Collins or Sam Singh or Darren Wilson when you don't have to respect the perimeter shooting and you can pack it in a little bit whether you're playing man or zone.
Absolutely. Well, Bradley has some veteran play. Sam Maniscalco played a good deal last year. Theron Wilson did too. And I'm sure Jim Les will be leaning on him. But I don't know, Coach. I was around doing games when you coached. Did you ever have a more competitive player than Jim Les?
Probably. Well, it would be unfair to say that he was the most
one of the best.
I mean, in their own way, certain players are competitive. I mean, would you say Hersey Hawkins was not competitive?
Wow.
It just wasn't a fiery thing.
Yeah.
He was just so fluid in everything he did. You know, or Mitchell Anderson, or some of the wonderful players that have played here. They're all great competitors. But Jimmy was very special to me.
Indeed. All right, the second half's underway. Spencer Stewart sends the ball inside to Krebs, who missed it, and Bradley starts with the rebound by Wilson. Braves down by 8, just starting the second half. Fans are on their feet. Bradley runs a set play. Inside goes Wilson for a stop.
Jim Les diagrammed that play in the locker room. He does a great job of what we call ATOs, after timeout plays, and that was one.
Lob to Boyd, no. Vandermeer off the window.
And he went left. You just can't let him go left. David Collins has got to get up on him and make him turn.
30-22. That was 10 for Vandermeer. Theron Wilson with it. Looks inside. Collins spins, nails it. That's 2 in a row.
Well, you wanted to know what he talked about in the locker room.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious they're going to start looking inside quite a bit more.
Spencer Stewart cocked it but didn't throw it. Now he does, and the ball, there's a foul once again. Lots of fouls. It's on Wilson, number 2.
He's laying all over him. He did push off a little bit. I can see where you could make the call. I thought Theron, wants to make a case for himself.
Boyd. Up above the rim. Chris Roberts picked it off. Bradley trying for the 3rd hoop in a row. Roberts in motion. Fires. Look at Theron Wilson rip that rebound away from the Flames.
I tell you what, when you talk about Chris Roberts, you talk about Theron Wilson, you're talking about some supreme leapers.
Oh my!
You want to see supreme leaping? There it is.
Where was the trampoline?
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Sam triggers. He's open. Fires. Couldn't get it. Bradley's within 6. Long way to go. Stewart, a 6'4" point, has it poked away by Maniscalco. Slips it inside and off the fingers of Josh Mayo. The officials for the game: Frank Spencer, Brad Gaston, David Drucker.
They say basketball's hidden way to score is on the free throw line, so it helped us stay in the game in the first half, but we have to be careful we don't put them on the line in this half.
Absolutely. Oh, Chris Roberts with a strong rebound and a score. Chris Roberts muscled that one in. And speaking of free throws, my old-time experience is the team that makes the most free throws wins the game.
Well, a lot of coaches go into a game saying, okay, I want to go to the line so many times. I know I used to. I wanted to get there 25 times, and I would throw the ball inside or have people drive just so I could get on the bonus early on the shot clock.
Roberts' three-point play crawls Bradley within 3. The Braves with a big energy here. 5-second call. Stewart couldn't get away from Maniscalco. The Braves with some energy and pretty quick. The crowd's about to burst.
Well, you've been calling for it, Frank, and when it comes, we'll have to pot ourselves down because it's going to get very noisy. They're really waiting and anxious to get involved, do their six-man thing that they've done so many years.
Absolutely. Stewart on the top. Bradley runs a little action inside. Benson inside, steps in, puts it up, no good. Wilson. Krebs with the ball. Slips it into Torrey Boyd. Too big for Maniscalco, but he walked.
Darren Wilson, inside, he's had a little trouble. Even though he's a great leaper, he's going up against some size and sometimes two people. He's got to show the ball. Fake the ball, get the guy in there, get the defender up in the air, and then go up. And usually you can get fouled in those situations.
When you fake with the ball, get the defender up. If he grazes you, you get a foul. But if he hits you with a hatchet, you get a foul too. Sam Maniscalco for three.
He's got to do more of that. Without Andrew Warren, he's got to really look at the basket.
Bradley within one. Sam with 6. The juices are starting to flow. Krebs has great range. This is Vandermeer all alone with his left hand easy, and he's fouled. Had too much left hand space inside.
What David Collins has to do is he has to meet the postman early. So as Vandermeer goes down the lane to post up, you see now he gets a good inside position there. You're going to have to foul him to stop him. Plus you're letting him go left. And it's pretty hard to force him one way or the other if he gets too deep a post up. And that post up was way too deep.
69% free throw shooter last year, makes his first. 16:55 to play in the second half. UIC 31, Bradley 29. Frank Bissoni, Coach Dick Versace, and Danny Adams. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on Comcast. We'd also like to welcome our viewers in Chicago, Lakeshore Public Television. Thank you for watching. Chris Harris off the Flame bench. That's 12 points for.
This looks like it might be a half-court trap. They're showing some down-court pressure, but they're backing off.
Sam comes up against Xavier Neely. Roberts. Blocked. Taken away by Vandermeer. He is a great shot blocker. Now UIC gets a crack at it again. Can Bradley get a stop? Krebs. Missed. Vandermeer, easy rebound for a deuce.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Les is not happy with the way he's being defended. He's really starting to take over, really starting to assert himself, and they've got to put the clamps on him.
Sam Singh is 6'9", 240, and he looks tiny next to Vandermeer. There goes Theron Wilson inside, and he is fouled. That was on Torrey Boyd. That's his third. Boyd has not scored in this game. 14 by Vandermeer, 11 for Krebs. Rob Eppinger just checked in. Coach, his family is originally from Peoria.
What's he doing at UIC?
He's been around. He's at Highland Community College and also Rockford.
I think Chuck Bisher told me before the game that they were trying to recruit him a little bit.
In fact, Chuck and I saw him together when he played in high school at Rockford. Wilson. Very important free throw, makes 8 points for Theron. 3-point Flame lead. Bradley extends some pressure. Bradley's had success. Their defense. And they've got guys that can press.
Sam Singh
Neely might have walked, or Harris. He did.
Sam Singh has got to root him out. If you're interested in watching some good post play from the defensive standpoint and the offensive standpoint, you got to watch what's going on with Vandermeer and Sam Singh or David Collins if he's in there.
We'll be right back.
Your family, your most valuable treasure. Since 1921, Pekin Insurance has been there to protect all you've worked hard for and those you care about most. Call your independent Pekin Insurance agent about a customized plan to protect your family. Depend on your hometown professionals.
Call Mid-Illinois Insurance and talk to Ron Murphy, Larry Hardesty, or Mark Alwyn for all your insurance needs.
Pekin Insurance. What you choose today determines your tomorrows. Choose well.
I'm Dr. Keith Kramer. Live life well.
Kramer Chiropractic and Acupuncture. Call now to get started.
Heritage Bank's newest location is your cell phone. Mobile banking. Your bank on the go. Visit go-heritage.com and check it out.
Total dental care from kids to grandparents and the brave to the not so brave. General dentistry for the entire family. Call 347-CARE today.
Products don't know how to find customers, but Comcast Spotlight does. With a mix of on-air, online, and on-demand advertising, you can reach your customers wherever they are.
Don't expect these Bradley Braves to stop anytime soon. These Braves and Coach Les are some of the most fiercest competitors in the country, I guarantee it. Coach Les is a guy that won't stop. He'll keep his guys going. And as you can tell by the score in the beginning of the second half, these Braves are coming out, and it's all starting on the defensive end. They're hanging their hat right where they started to. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Danny. Bradley's had a more dynamic presence in the second half, and especially got a couple of shots in to start this half. And it's only a 3-point game, so we've got a long way, and it's anybody's ball game.
I expected this. I expected them to come out and play better, and I think they'll continue to play better. But I think they have to be careful about getting the other team, the UIC. You can only call them UIC. Don't let them get to the bonus early in this half.
Absolutely. Wilson beat Eppinger. Threw it up, and he drew a foul. Eppinger fouled him. Theron Wilson might be a step quick for Eppinger.
But when he gets there, he has to understand there's going to be size waiting for him. And I thought he handled it real well that time.
Yep, he did. Sam Singh gets it free to Sam Maniscalco. Uncovered McLean. Nice tip rebound. Sam Singh's not going to shoot there. It's out of his range. McCain slices into the paint. Theron Wilson. Vandermeer, a force in the game.
Well, that was a good exchange on that end. Got a couple extra offensive rebounds, got 2 or 3 shots at the basket, just couldn't get it down.
When you got a Vandermeer, sometimes the best pass to him is a shot on the rim. Sam Maniscalco, Bradley's on a run out, 3-on-3. Here is a step-in layup, deuce. Dodie Dunson. Bradley gets within 1.
Good choice by Sam Maniscalco. He got under control, and he delivered the ball where it should have been.
9 points for Dunson.
There's your crowd.
Here they come. Bradley needs a stop to keep him in it. Push off. Foul on Maniscalco against Krebs.
The fouls are 4-3. UIC has 4, and Bradley has 3.
Wilson with 8. 9 for Dunson. All right. Mayo shadowed by Dunson. Doty's done a good job on Josh Mayo. Here comes the big guy, Vandermeer.
See?
Wide open pop. Neely stripped by Bradley. McCain on the fly.
Choice, make a good choice.
Sam Traylor, 3-ball. Oh, and Bradley thought they had the rebound, and it went off a Brave out of bounds to the Flames.
Well, in the NBA, this might qualify as for a makeup call. You see Sam Maniscalco has a wide open jumper. He normally can knock that down. Just didn't. Yeah, that was close.
The clock ticks to 14 minutes, 34-33 UIC. Eppinger. Neely exchanges with Mayo. Mayo peers inside for Vandermeer. Step back. Mayo got it. Feathers.
I'm watching Sam Singh try to handle Scott Vandermeer inside. That trip he did a pretty good job. Never left him.
Sam on the edge of his range, didn't take it. Maniscalco got inside, flipped it up and in! Seven for Sam. Once again, Bradley gets within one. Can they get a stop and try to shoot for the lead? Inside. Vandermeer, little hook, no. Boyd, no. Rebound, Bradley. Stewart and Butel back in for the Flames. Taylor Brown checks in for Theron Wilson for Bradley.
That's a good substitution. Theron Wilson's playing very, very hard, and he could use a blow. Jimmy will get him back in there, I'm sure, quickly, because this game is right where he wanted it to be at this point.
If you just joined us, fans, and you wonder where Andrew Warren is, he is not dressed for the game tonight. He perhaps tweaked his foot a little bit. It was sore after he worked out, and they're not taking any chances. They want Andrew around for the rest of the season. Maniscalco slices in, and he might have got called for another charge.
He did.
That's one thing I think there's too many of in college basketball.
Well,
and some of them are flops.
When you go up in the air to make your passes, you're susceptible to having people slide under you, and it makes it a difficult call. You put the call in the hands of the official, and
charge block.
When you get possession of the basketball, you want to make sure your team gets a shot.
Spencer and Krebs exchange outside. Stewart. Singh got the rebound. Brown sprints ahead of Maniscalco. This is the trailer. McCain goes in, kicks it back to Sam. 12-20. Bradley shooting for the lead, get a block and a foul. 25. Spencer Stewart picks up the foul, and of course Vandermeer is out right now too. It would behoove Bradley maybe to
watch the pick and roll here. Sam comes off, he had the jump shot, and he also had the choice to throw it inside to Sam Singh, which he did, and they picked up the foul. Pretty good play.
I will say one thing about Sam Singh. When Jim calls a play, he's in the right place.
After 5 years, he should know what to do. He likes the kid and say this is his 16th year at Bradley.
Some of the teammates call him Professor Singh. Bradley's just tied the game at 36 with 12:16 to play, and Sam Singh could give the Braves the lead.
You should get your crowd reaction here, Frank. You've been waiting for it all night.
That's
there it is. And there it is.
Bradley has its first lead in forever. All right. Now, the crowd is asking the Braves for a stop. And there's Taylor Brown. There's Taylor Brown. 2 efforts, and he just about got it done. Brown is number 13.
When you're talking about Darian Norris, Edwin McCain, and Taylor Brown, those are 3 pretty good freshmen.
Aren't they, though? And they're in the game, in the guts of the game. Bradley by 1. Bradley working the D. Open shot. Not good.
There's
Singh rebounds. Give it up. Here we go. McCain. Here comes Taylor Brown. He threw up a wild shot, but he was fouled. Taylor Brown is bouncing.
I guess I'm chuckling because that kid is really trying to help out. I mean, he's really playing hard, and he really is. And he got a little out of control there and got bailed out with the call. Sam Singh drops it off.
All right, we'll be back at the Carver Arena in just a moment. Bradley by 1.
When is an heirloom more than an heirloom? When you bring it to Carlson's Custom Jewelry in Peoria Heights. Whether you're repairing a precious heirloom, creating your own, or reinventing the one you've got, Carlson's Jewelry is here with professional jewelers to give your piece that perfect personal touch. Everything is done in-house. Nothing leaves the shop. Carlson's, located at 4701 North Prospect Road in Peoria Heights, corner of Prospect and Duryea. Remember, custom jewelry doesn't cost more, it just means more.
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo. World-class value. World-class service.
Two great events during our Velde Volvo Customer Appreciation Sale. First, we're extending model year and pricing on all 08 Volvos. For example, $6,000 off all S80s and XC90s. Second, our 09 new Volvo models are here, including the exciting XC70 T6.
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo. Pioneer Parkway, Peoria. We deliver world-class value. World-class service.
Hi, I'm Brett Grimm from Grimm Heating and Air Conditioning. Right now, indoor air is roughly 100 times more polluted than outdoor air. 50% of your illnesses can be either aggravated or caused by polluted indoor air. We have to come into the house to be able to see what we're dealing with. We put a sensor in on one day and we come back 3 days later. This sensor will take readings of all the different things that are going in your home. There's no charge for the service. All it takes is a phone call. Call us today. We'd love to come out and have the opportunity to help you make your home as healthy as possible.
James Naismith, who invented the game of basketball, once said, "The invention of basketball was not an accident. Boys simply won't play drop the hanky." They are not playing that tonight. Look at this effort.
Yeah, that's a Steve Nash move there.
Is it ever?
The slide to move the ball to the right to protect it, then come back in with a little scoop, a little English on it. That's a tough shot. And
the longer Sam played last year, the more he did that. Take the ball to the basket.
Well, you know, we got a little more respectable shooting percentages. We're shooting now 40% for the game, and they're shooting 25%. Am I reading that right?
You got
these numbers are like popping off the page.
Well, the three-pointers are really remarkably low, as Taylor Brown makes a free throw to give Bradley a 2-point lead. The Braves are 2 for 15 from 3. The Flames 3 for 14. 5 for 29 together. A missed free throw by Bradley. Tip out by Singh. Nicely done. Nicely done. Singh getting quite a few minutes in the game. McCain against Mayo. Taylor Brown downtown.
I think the young freshman's going to learn that sometimes you need to break the team down defensively.
Absolutely. Look at Mayo's range. That was way off to the right. McCain, wow, what a collision between Mayo and Dunson. Foul is on Mayo. That's only his first foul.
Now we're going to the bonus. That's the way to push the ball. When you get the ball up the court like that, the defense is under great pressure, and Mayo felt the pressure and felt he had to get there because there would have been an open lane to drive to the basket, and he picked up the foul.
I think it would be fair to say, Coach, that Bradley's quicker than UIC.
I think Bradley's going to be quicker than a lot of teams when you get these young kids on the floor with these young legs and the foot speed that they have. I mean, you've got Norris, McCain, and Brown all on the floor. These three kids are freshmen.
And Jim has talked how much he likes his freshman class, and everybody's going to see why. There's a nice rebound by Bradley after Doty's free throw. Dunson with 8. There's Norris on the bounce. Collins posted up, pass went to UIC. And the Flames with a 3-ball could tie it. And there's Krebs. And there's 3. Robo Krebs. Just an electric shooter.
Well, you got to match up. You can't give him that long a look. I mean, with his shooting percentage from the threes, he's got to be challenged.
Collins missed that shot, but Bradley kept the rebound in a tie game. The clock moving at 10-11 to go in the game. Bradley tries to take the lead. They do! As Doty Dunson fires one home. 11 for Doty. Big lift for Bradley tonight from Doty, and a good job on the other end.
Tough match inside with Taylor Brown.
Butel outweighs Taylor Brown by quite a little bit. Butel goes at 235 and Brown at 205.
As the shot was going up, I noticed what was happening inside, and what was happening is that, Butel has so much more girth and bulk. It was hard for Taylor Brown to stay with him. As you see, Butel came up with the loose ball and picked up the foul.
67% foul shooter, Jeremy Butel. He got it down. It's a 42-40 Bradley lead, 9:46 to go. Welcome to the fans all across Illinois, and a special welcome to our viewers in Chicago watching their Flames try to pull within one. It's not been a shooting clinic, but it's been fun, and it's going to get more fun. Free throw by Butel, and Bradley has the ball in a 1-point lead. Fake and go by Roberts. Little pull-up would not go.
That's a shot I think he's going to be able to make a lot, and he just needs to get his feet wet, so to speak.
He's in here on Krebs. Krebs got a great screen out front, but David Collins got the rebound. Bradley's got numbers. Numbers lobbed to the goal! And Wilson couldn't finish.
I'm not so sure anyone could have gotten that ball was way up there, but he was close. Let's take a look at it.
He thought he was Dr. J.
There's the lob. Well, it's not as bad as I thought. He could have got that. In fact, it was a little lower than I thought. And I think if it would have been higher, Theron might have been able to get up and get it.
Oh, a tight miss by Theron Wilson.
Excuse me, Frank.
No
Bradley's 2 fouls away from putting them on the bonus. There's 9 minutes and 19 seconds left in this game, and we're on the bonus. So we want to do some things to get ourselves to the free throw line.
Absolutely. Here's Jim Les calling the team over. One of the officials said, no, this is not a timeout. Now Bradley goes on the court, and Jimmy Collins is talking to his team.
That's what you call a free one.
I'm glad you never did that.
People, they ask me, what is your philosophy on timeouts? And I said, well, first of all, there's not 5 timeouts. There's 10.
Yes.
The other team has loose one.
Mayo got too far in, and the Flames poke the ball around, keep it, go inside to Vandermeer. And they were looking for a goaltend, but I don't think they're going to get that. Foul is on Collins. Your philosophy about timeouts was not to need them.
Well, let's take a look at this replay. Butel in there using his bulk, bumping, taking the hit, getting the shot up, getting himself on the free throw line. My philosophy on timeouts is that there's 10. So what I would always try to do is do something to make the other guy call timeout.
Absolutely.
Go to a box and one, a diamond and one, do something to make him use the timeout, and when actually I needed it.
I don't think you heard me say I thought your philosophy was about timeouts was not to ever need one.
No, I like to save them.
I know you did. Vandermeer couldn't tie the game. Wilson ripped the rebound down. Look at McCain push the ball. Roberts is on the right wing. Sam on the left. Stan steps in, puts it up and in. The Braves by 3.
He's got that Steve Nash move down. He ought to do it more or get fouled because he's a good free throw shooter.
Oh, I love players that attack the glass. Krebs is a handful. Jump switch, double team. Mayo sends it into the post. Another foul on Bradley. Chris Roberts. Roberts, 6'4", 205, junior out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Like I talked about him before. I mean, he's a hugely gifted athlete. And he has to learn how to apply his athletic talent at the Division I level. He needs to use his athletic ability defensively as well as offensively. And that time he was not down in a stance.
Exactly.
And so when he got driven on, he had to foul.
Well,
to stop the penetration.
Roberts has great long arms and quickness, so he should be able to play defense very effectively. Of course, this is his first Division I game.
And you think, a guy plays in junior college and, maybe that should prepare him to step in. It's a rare guy that can just step in completely like that.
Yeah, and junior college is much more known for shooting than guarding.
There's been a couple guys like Sean Marion and some guys that have come out of junior college and moved right into Division I and played really, really well.
Yeah.
But Chris Roberts has got some things to learn, but he's got great ability.
Yes, he does. He'll be around here for 2 years. Here's Sam way out there. Stop and pop misses. Way out, stop! Oh! Chris Roberts!
We were just talking about
buried it.
That's what I'm talking about, Frank. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my. Chris Roberts was shot out of a rocket. And Bradley leads by 5 on a remarkable play. 8 points for Roberts. What an athlete. The crowd is up and roaring. Bradley's energized. Mayo has been guarded very well by Bradley. Vandermeer's going to go on Singh. Swirls in the lane, poked away, and a foul on Wilson.
Well, the old saying, if they call it, it's a foul. Jim Les not happy at all about this call.
He's way out there. We'll be back. It's Bradley by 5. Stay with us, folks. At Carver Arena, Luke Skywalker is in the building.
We were just talking about the amazing athletic talent of Chris Roberts, and there you see, in a crowd, in traffic, thundering pip dunk.
This is amazing.
Sometimes it's just better to say nothing and let everybody look at it and enjoy it, and I know all of the Bradley fans that were watching enjoyed that very much.
7:51 to go in the game. It's the home opener for both. It's the season opener for both teams. Bradley leading 46-41 after trailing 28-20 at the half. Again, thank you to special friends of Bradley. BradleyFans.com website. Core Construction, wonderful people. Wayne Baum and company. Phil Zobrist, Joe, Tim, and all the people at Zobrist Construction. Great Bradley fans. Proctor First Care with Todd Baker. Total Income Tax, a Sharp Family Corporation. I would like to have a little more time to talk about the good friends. Just in and out for Scott Vandermeer.
Frank, Jim Les really was unhappy with this call. And, the call is the call, and once it's made, and it never gets changed. But he felt a huge momentum swing, and he wanted to get his team to get a stop. He thought he had the stop, and then the foul was called. And he was not very happy with the official.
Bradley by 4, trying to get the crowd rolling again. Vandermeer with 15 in the game. Inside, Roberts, an acrobatic left-handed bank.
Well, those are the things he can do. His game is not perimeter shooting, although it's not a bad-looking shot that he has. His ability to get to the basket and finish is crucial.
Teardrop by Krebs. Rebound Wilson. He is whacked to the earth. Chris Roberts says he wears number 23 because people that do are expected to do a lot.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty good. Right now you see Chris Roberts. Is that Roberts?
It was.
This is the Theron Wilson getting of the rebound. He got the rebound.
Yeah.
Did a really wonderful job of going to the boards. I mean, he's using all his athletic skills and his speed, his talent, his toughness. He's giving everything he has.
There's Theron Wilson. Dodie Dunson is back in the game for Bradley. So Bradley has Roberts, Singh, Wilson, Maniscalco, and Dunson.
When a ball hits the rim like that and bounces around, Al McGuire used to call that a crier. And I said, Al, what are you talking about? It's a crier. We're crying for it to go in.
Al used to say sometimes the rim's a teacup and sometimes it's a rain barrel.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Rolling no.
We needed another crier there.
Amen. Torrey Boyd rebound. 49-42 Bradley, 7:11 to play. Watch for Krebs on the swing. Chris Harris tries to work his way in. Mayo whips one inside, ball's on the floor. Bradley's got it. Sam Singh has gotten a lot of minutes tonight, and he's earned them. Bradley's had the wings really wide. Nobody in the middle.
They're just running the same offense they ran in the first half. They're just running it a lot better. They're not frenetic. They're searching for shots.
Jump stop. Wilson got it and one.
I talked about it before. When you got Chris Roberts in the game, you got Theron Wilson in the game, you got some high flyers. That was an acrobatic finish, an outstanding acrobatic finish by Theron Wilson. Gets into the lane, gets airborne. Notice how he cups like a football player, protects the ball, goes up, uses the glass. Terrific play.
11 for Theron. He has 3 fouls. We have 6:30 to go as the senior from Topeka knocks it down. Bradley by 10. Can you believe it? Bradley had 20 at the half. There's 6 minutes and 20, and they've got 52. Nice steal. Chris Roberts again with the long arms. Here comes Sam Maniscalco. Bradley's got the floor spread. Taking advantage of quickness, athleticism, high screen. Stolen away from Sam Maniscalco. This is Josh Mayo to the glass.
There was a little double team, and Sam looked like he was trying to split it. Should have picked up the ball, protected it, and made a safe pass.
11 for Mayo. Roberts.
Too much dribbling.
Stepping in as Wilson had it swatted away. Here's a run out for Torrey Boyd. He goes against Maniscalco. Mismatch layup, count it. And one. That's a big turnaround.
What transpired here is pretty typical of young teams. They got a 10-point lead, and they didn't realize that they got the 10-point lead by playing together, playing slow, playing more deliberately. And so what you end up with a situation where you got your point guard back, and he's the only guy back in transition, and he's got a much bigger man trying to score on him. He tries to take the charge or challenge and picks up the foul. And on the other end, there's been way too much dribbling in the last 2 or 3 trips.
Boyd doesn't get the free throw. Bradley gets inside position and the rebound. Bradley by 6, 5:22. This is Dodie Dunson with a teardrop that doesn't go.
These are very difficult shots they're trying. Then no transition.
Easy
defense.
run out for Krebs.
It's time for a timeout.
And Jim Les does call that timeout as UIC was trailing by 10, have come back to within 4. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sports, it's all about teamwork. And as part of a team, we feel it necessary to recognize business teammates who have made our achievements possible. To our loyal customers at Teamworks, we thank you for your continued support and welcome you again soon. We're gearing up for back to school with an expanded showroom, great new spirit wear to support your team, and as your authorized Mizuno team dealer, we have the latest equipment to give your team that competitive edge. Teamworks, we're as passionate and proud of our team as you are of yours.
Embassy Suites Hotel and Conference Center in East Peoria. Online now at embassysuiteseastpeoria.com.
Tired of going on the hour adventure to find just one item at the big do-it-yourself store? Well, there's a better way, and it starts with a visit to Builders Cash and Carry in East Peoria. Builders Cash and Carry will quickly get you the right item you need the first time and get you right back to your project. Builders Cash and Carry is here to help the do-it-yourselfer as well as the contractor with quality building materials like lumber, deck building supplies, and hardware. Get your job done right with help from Builders Cash and Carry in East Peoria, just next to the Cedar Street Bridge.
We're back at Carver Arena where UIC's last 3 baskets have been their first transition baskets of the game.
Well, transition defense should be the cornerstone of any defense that you play because you want to force the other team to play 5-on-5. When you give out numbers, you're just putting yourself in peril. Bad shots lead to out numbers in transition, and that's exactly what happened.
And if those bad shots sometimes are long shots, there's runouts on the other end too from long rebounds.
Well, I mean, I thought, our shots weren't that long. They were just high degree of difficulty shots.
Yeah.
And it was too much mano-a-mano. It started, you got a 10-point lead. You built it by playing together, taking really good shots, attacking the basket intelligently, and then all of a sudden it looks like open gym out there.
Freshman McCain, Theron Wilson, Dodie Dunson, Chris Roberts, and Sam Singh for Bradley. Maniscalco's getting a rest.
2-3 zone by UIC.
Who's the designated shooter? Maniscalco's out. Wilson's inside. Now so is Singh. 4:45. Dodie Dunson overshot. And Bradley gets the ball back. A little bit of a break for the Braves there.
Let's see if they stay in the zone. I mean, if they stay in the zone, it doesn't mean you have to shoot from the perimeter. I believe Jimmy's got a 30.
I think he does. And I'd like to take a moment just to mention BradleyFans.com, a popular and innovative site for Bradley fans, run by Bradley fans. All kinds of information about the Braves. They got 6 million hits in 1 month. There's 1,500 fans posting messages. Proctor First Care, fast, experienced medical, minor emergencies, physicals, injuries, immunizations, core construction. They do huge jobs and small ones around the country. They built a beautiful state-of-the-art bank when I was a director of. Zobrist Construction out of Morton. Build an outstanding NBC television station for me and others. They have longevity, reputation, skill, excellent, and great Bradley fans. Total income tax with Bill Sharp and his family, always longtime supporters of Bradley basketball and Bradley University. All right, 52-48, and this is a shot by Roberts. I think it was just a shot out of his range.
Well, the shot clock was at 1 second, so he had to take it, but you would have thought he would have tried to penetrate and maybe get on the free throw line.
Here's a little runner by Josh Mayo that makes the score 52-50, and all of a sudden the 10-point lead is 2. Bradley must answer. What they need is a good shot. The Braves have showed true grit tonight. Inside the ball and kick back out. And a foul on UIC. I believe it's McCain that's going to go to the foul line. And early in the exhibition game,
probably should get Sam Maniscalco in this game. Probably should get him in there because there isn't a reliable perimeter shooter in the ball game. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean just because the team is in zone that you can't get the ball inside. But you have to work it in by design, and I'm sure that.
Well, I'm sure coaches like you have taught kids to attack defenses, even if they're zones, to find the seams and get the ball inside. Even then.
Well, one of the things you can do, you can take shots in the corner. When you shoot from the corner, every zone leaves one person on the backside, and you can double up back there, and maybe get some second shots.
Like that tip out.
Looks like they're back in man.
That they are. Bradley by 2 with the ball. 3:50 to go in this game. Braves fan around the perimeter. Singh loses it out of bounds, but last touch by UIC. Josh Mayo and the Flames call timeout. We'll be right back at Carver Arena with Bradley leading by 2.
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo.
Coach Les right now is stressing defense, defense, defense. This is what they got the Bradley Braves back into this game. And with the final 3:42 left in the game, it's going to come down to patience, hustle, outworking the other team, and good old defense. Just what the Braves rely on. Back to you, Frank, and Coach Presace.
Thanks, Danny. Coach, earlier tonight you mentioned ATOs and Jim Less's role. Tell the fans what ATOs you mean by that.
An ATO is a specifically designed play that you run after timeouts. That's what the ATO stands for. And I think he does a particularly good job on ATOs. I've seen his team score on ATOs many, many times. I think it's one of the strengths of his coaching. Let's see if one develops here.
I couldn't agree more. They have a play called Butter that they usually use for their best shooter, but we'll see what they call.
The other team's in a zone.
Anticipating the call, perhaps. Maniscalco at the top of the key. Dunston on the right. Doty is held and fouled. 3:29 to play. Bradley by 2 in a relatively low-scoring 52-50 game.
Well, what's interesting is both teams are shooting around 30%. UIC at 28%. We're at 30. Bradley Braves are at 30%.
Well, now Jim Less has got another timeout. Jimmy Collins gets the players he wants in the game, and it's been interesting, Coach.
Torrey Boyd just fouled out.
Boyd has fouled out of the game. That takes a good rebounder out of the game for the Flames, but it's been interesting that Sam Singh's played a lot of minutes tonight, Coach. He had 13 and 6 up there last year.
Yeah, and I understand. You know, Jim knows his precious little experience out there, and David Collins at times does not play with passion, and I think Jimmy sensed that wasn't the case, so he turned to his fifth-year senior and said, "Hey, see if you can bail us out here." And I think Sam's done a very good job.
So do I. This is 2 years in a row he's played really well against UIC. He actually started the season with a 13.6 rebound effort there.
Free throws are really helping us. You know, going into these 2 free throws, we were 19 for 28, and they're 11 for 15.
Doty's got 13. He made 18 free throws in a row at one point last year. Bradley by 4. The clock is melting. 3:20 to play. It's getting tense. Wide open shot. UIC missed it. Rebound Bradley. Chris Roberts on the board.
All right, this looks like it's a call.
Set play.
Like it's a set play unless they're in zone. No, they're back in man-to-man.
I couldn't see whether he held
No,
up.
I'm sorry. They're staying in the zone. It's a 2-3 zone.
Sam kicks it out. Bradley's patient. Still 15 to shoot. The shot clock hasn't been a big factor tonight. Theron selects Doty Dunston for 3.
The Braves showed really good patience there. They got the ball inside, got it back outside to the perimeter. That's a good axiom to use when you're working against the zone. You get the ball inside, then you go weak side or other side with it. That's exactly what they did, and Doty Dunston knocked down a 3.
He's got 16 points in his debut as a Brave, and I'll tell you, he's also guarded somebody too.
See, there's the ball inside, and it's kicked outside, and that puts pressure on the defender on the baseline to get out. When you play on the low wing where Doty was, that's a difficult place for the defense to decide who actually has that coverage. Normally your corner man in the 2-3 zone covers only the corner, and the guard covers the low wing. So you saw the big man trying to get out on Doty Dunston, and Dunston had a clean look and dropped the 3.
He really did. And you know, he's shown me some grit tonight. I can't imagine that he says he wears number 2 because of Norm Van Leer. I'm not sure he was born.
Oh, I loved Norm Van Leer.
I did too, with Jerry Sloan. He was a killer. I mean, he was just a wonderfully competitive guy, and so's Doty. 2:35 to go. Sam Maniscalco nearly stole it from Spencer Stewart. UIC with Krebs and Stewart. Vandermeer.
This could be a huge stop here.
Here's the shot by Stewart. Not good. Inside position, Chris Roberts.
Now they should use some clock now. You're sitting on 2:20. They're going to have to go back to man. They did.
They absolutely did. And here's Roberts way outside between the rings. Still plenty of time. 15 to shoot. 2 minutes coming up now. 2 minutes. Bradley by 7 and the ball at home against UIC. Dunson again, and he got fouled. Doty's been a high-energy leader out there tonight.
I tell you what, he's got really good toughness. He's got a good motor. I mean, he's got a very good motor. And here you see him motoring with that motor.
You just love his demeanor. He's a really gritty kid.
I talked before about basketball's hidden way to score, and that's to get to the free throw line. I mean, the last stat we had, we've gone 33 times. This is 34 and 35. And any time that you can get to the line that many times, you're going to have a real good chance to be in the ball game or win the ball game. And Dunson does a wonderful job of taking the ball off the dribble and drawing the foul on the inside.
You know, the fact that he's been around and played Division I ball before shows too. Bradley leads by 9 as Dunson sticks in 2 more, and he's got 18 in the game. We have another timeout on the court, and I'd like to stay here and talk just a little bit about this little chess match that's got under 2 minutes to play.
Well, if you're Bradley, you're thinking, okay, I want to take some time. I got 34 seconds. I want to take some time off the clock and get this thing down to 140 or so. And if you're UIC, you're thinking, I need extra possessions. How do you get extra possessions? You get into some kind of a trapping situation. You get into full court man or either full court pressure. Although they're on the half now, I would look for maybe denial, forcing back cuts, and maybe attacking 1 or 2 of the new guys and see if they'll melt under the pressure. So that's what I'm sure Jimmy Collins is talking about to his guys.
Let me say just for a second that Jim Les, Eric Bisher, Steve Murfield, Alvin Brooks, Kyle Vogt, the whole gang, 20 points at the half, not shooting at all, and now with 1:44 to go have put themselves in a chance to win the game. A great rebound inside, once again by Wilson, and he called timeout. Theron Wilson, I think, got slapped in the head for his trouble there, but that was a real effort. But my point is, Bradley was so frustrated early, couldn't make a shot. The Braves were shooting and missing, but they hung in there. You said it all along. hang around, NBA.
I don't want to be one of those guys. I told you so. But I've just been around a lot, and any team that is well prepared, as Bradley is, the coaching staff does a great job. They've had good practices. There was going to be some nervousness, their first Division I game for a lot of these young guys, and that's what happens. It resulted in 17% field goal shooting in the first half, and I said that's just not going to happen again in the second half. Theron Wilson's played like a man. I mean, he got poked in the eye. He had presence of mind just to take the hit, not necessarily cover up, and then also call timeout.
Yeah. And he's got 13 rebounds in the game for a career high. And Doty's got, it says on the board, 18 points, which of course is his career high. But he's 9 for 10 from the foul line, Dunson. 9 for 10. And that's why the ball's in his hands,
There's
right?
There's the down court pressure.
Clock's at 1:25. Bradley in white has the 9-point lead. Looking for a home opener victory. Sam backs up, 11 to shoot, 9 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Sam falls down, keeps control, ball's loose, and Bradley got a foul. Sam will go to the line. That was down to 3 to shoot, and that's great if you're Bradley.
Well, with a 9-point lead, it's not the end of the world if you don't get the greatest shot at the end of the shot clock. The most important, game clock. The most important thing is that you use up that time, which they did, and they got fortunate on it, because Sam was struggling a little bit. They were trying to double him and then send in a third guy, and fortunately he got the foul and he'd be on the free throw line.
Now once again they're going to bring in quick Xavier Neely. Bradley has on the court Singh, Wilson, Maniscalco, Dunson, and Roberts.
Well, as you know, Frank, 106 does not mean this game is over.
Oh.
You know, with a 9-point lead, Sam needs to knock down 2 here.
He got that one.
I saw Xavier Neely play in the exhibition game, and this young man is going to be their backup point guard and one of their players for the future. He does have excellent foot speed.
You bet. Maniscalco makes it in the clutch, 11. Sometimes basketball doesn't build character, it reveals it. Here's Krebs getting free, goes in, great block by Roberts, but he might have got a foul. Chris Roberts has put his athleticism on display a few times tonight, Coach.
All right, there's a wide open lane to the basket. Roberts comes by. It looks like he gets it, but I think there was a foul down low.
Krebs is a wonderful foul shooter. 75% last year for Krebs. His dad was a graduate assistant with Lou Henson.
I did not know that.
And Jimmy Collins, of course.
Lou became a very special friend of mine when I was at Bradley.
Yeah, he's wonderful. I interviewed him every year on the state tournament. I couldn't wait. Always upbeat. This is Dunson, under a minute now to go. Bradley, as you can see, by 9. Doty way out on the court. Double.
A lot of red shirts out high. You got to start looking inside or taking the ball to the basket.
Bradley's got 19 to shoot and will go to the foul line. The Braves are handling the end of the game with a little more than freshman-like play. They're handling this well.
Well, you got some people in there that have played some basketball. So, I mean, no matter what level it's at, this is a different situation. I mean, in this situation, not having played Division I, when you got a lead and you're trying to protect it, you should know what to do if you played.
Well,
a good high school coach and a good junior college coach going to prepare you for these kinds of situations.
You bet. And Bradley has mounted this comeback and possible victory without Andrew Warren.
Well, I think Andrew is sorely missed, but I think they're looking at the long haul with him, and they're saying, hey, look, we don't want to take any chances. The guy had a stress fracture, and the normal procedures for what they were doing with him was that when he would come out of his workouts, he'd have a little soreness and would go away.
Sure.
As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it didn't happen, so they're being very careful with him.
Yeah. Andrew was the only player in the Valley last year, Dick, that had 65 threes and 100 free throws.
He's a pretty darn good player, and by the time he leaves here, he'll be up there with the top 10 guys in scoring probably.
Sam made another. It's a 10-point lead. Bradley's got to hold it on for 40 seconds. Bradley's zone.
They went to zone. That's a good move. They might give up a 3 here, but at least they'll keep him off the free throw line.
Wild pass by Mayo and a basket from Neely. So it's a 7-point advantage for Bradley. They'll probably have to shoot free throws. Roberts got free. See if he brings it away. That's it. 20. Bradley by 7 and a foul. And Doty Dunson, who's done a yeoman's job in this game, will go back to the foul line with 18 points.
Every time you see this situation, you're down 7. You think of Reggie Miller against New York in Madison Square Garden, and he scored 8 points himself in less time than we have on the board here. So it's never over till it's over.
Never over, Yogi. By the way, we'll be doing the Illinois State game here January 6th. That's Doty's hometown and his birthday. So that'll be a special night for him.
The war of 74 continues.
Oh, yes. Right down as Doty makes them both for 20 points and a Bradley 9-point lead. The Braves 16 seconds away, and Jimmy Collins will try one last time for a miracle here at the finish as Doty Dunson has a 20-point effort in his first game. Theron Wilson with 12, Maniscalco with 12, and 10 big ones in the second half from Chris Roberts.
Well, if you look at the Bradley players, you can say Theron Wilson's a slasher, Doty Dunson is a slasher, Chris Roberts is a slasher. And then you have the quickness of Edrin McCain, a Sam Maniscalco, and a Darian Norris. all right, and somewhat Taylor Brown is a slasher. I mean, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because, and I'll tell you why, because look at the number of free throws Bradley has shot. And when you have slashers, that's the byproduct of having excellent slashers. We've shot 33 free throws. We're going for our 34th or 35th here. And, the opposing coach is going to look at this and he goes, yeah, they got all these, but you have slashers and that's what happens.
And a lot of great teams that have slashers, I can think of Duke, I can think of the Knights, Indiana's team, would make more free throws than their opponent shot on a regular basis.
Well, I think that's by design. I think Coach Knight always did that. I know I always did.
You did it,
I always had a design to get on the free throw line, and especially when I had good free throw shooting teams.
Oh, yeah.
But the Braves have shown that they're a better free throw shooting team than they were in exhibition, where they shot only 50%.
And a better defensive team. Nice shot by Krebs from way out. Makes it a 6-point lead, 9 seconds. Bradley will shoot some more free throws, and it's Dunson again. 7.8 seconds to go, 64-58 Bradley.
This is the game, Jimmy Collins is saying you got to make your free throws, and we're saying, we're going to take time off the clock, and we're going to make you foul us and put us on the line, and we can make our free throws. This is the game that's played by colleges across the country, in the waning minutes and seconds of games.
Absolutely. Doty finally missed one, but he has 9 free throws for sure. He can't. Let's just see if he can make one more here, and he can. 65-58. This will be a 3-ball shot, and it's Krebs, and he nailed it. Wow. He just drilled that. It's a 4-point lead, and the game is not over with 2.3.
So, you can see the strategy by Coach Collins worked. Because if you make both free throws and they come down and make a 3, well, that's a good trade-off. If you make only one free throw and they come down and make a 3, that's a really good trade-off. And so now you look up at the scoreboard, and it's a 4-point differential with 2.3 seconds left.
If it stays that way, Bradley can't foul the 3-point shooter.
Well, that's a very good point, Frank, but it's also extremely important that Sam Maniscalco make these free throws.
And, he's still only a sophomore, and you had his dad, Carl, played for you back in 79, 80.
Cisco, we call him.
Cisco. This is a leader. He's a good foundation piece to build on for the next 3 years for Bradley. Braves by 6. This should end it. Krebs again from a mile, and he finally missed one. And there's your final score as Bradley has won the opener, 67-61 over the UIC Flames. Wow. Take a look at the replay here. We've got to close it.
Well, that's the junior college transfer, Chris Roberts, with across the basket finish with the left hand. Rode his leap, rode his ride, rode his high jumping, flying abilities.
He is something else. We'll be back to wrap it up and have a few more words right after this. Bradley wins its home opener.
Whether you've got the next Bradley basketball star in training or you're just having fun with the kids, count on the durability of a Goal Setter basketball system exclusively at Rainbow Play Systems. Goal Setter basketball systems have the proven performance and engineering to provide years of fun. The Goal Setter's patented compression jack system and offset pole design make this unit superior to other basketball goals. Visit Rainbow Play Systems today to try the Goal Setter basketball system for yourself and get a free pole pad with your purchase. Goal Setter basketball systems, the best in basketball.
We wanted a bank that was local and had a presence right here in Peoria. We've been working with the State Bank of Spear only about a year now, but they've been in business for over 100 years. And that gave us some confidence in knowing that we're going to be working together for a long time to come. I would definitely recommend the State Bank of Spear to any business that's looking for local service and a good value.
Check out Peoria Banking Center's completely free checking accounts. The Peoria Banking Center in the Candletree Center on North University, Peoria.
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo. World-class value. World-class service.
Another example of world-class, Owner Advantage. Owner Advantage is our way of rewarding you for bringing your vehicle back for service. Membership is easy. Ask your service advisor for details, like earning up to $500 in one calendar year, plus a complimentary oil change.
Velde Lincoln Mercury Volvo, Pioneer Parkway, Peoria. We deliver world-class value, world-class service.
Bradley has won the game 67-61, and I do believe they've made 33 out of 47 free throws, Coach.
Well, it's all about slashing, and Jim knows what he's got. He's got slashers. They slashed to the basket. They got themselves on the free throw line, and they made their free throws. And for a team that was struggling to make shots from the perimeter, that's a very good strategy to employ. And Coach Les made the change at halftime and emphasized getting the ball inside off of drives, getting the ball on slashes, and also trying to get the ball inside.
And Bradley scored 20 points in the first half, ending up with a 47-point second half.
I'm not surprised. I told you I liked the defense, the fact that we were able to hold them down the way we did. And I knew that there would be a difference in the second half, and
Absolutely.
there certainly was.
Oh, yeah. Bradley had trouble guarding for the whole 35 seconds in the exhibition game, but tonight the intensity was really there.
I never questioned the intensity of what they were doing defensively. Their transition defense did break down a little bit, and Jim Les called a timeout. That's one of the things I know that he doesn't want to see the opposing teams do, and that's shoot a lot of layups and get outnumbered situations. So he cleaned that up right away, and that was more of an aberration because it only happened I think 3 trips.
I agree. Yeah.
The entire night.
Yeah, it was a great second half for Bradley. They showed a lot of intestinal fortitude. They had a lot of young kids on the court, and when it's all said and done, it's one victory and no defeats.
I think Jim's probably very happy. They'll go to the tape and they'll learn a lot, but they have to go play the University of Florida. I think nationally ranked. I think they're ranked 19th in the country, and on their floor, and that's going to be a hard place to play.
Absolutely. Almost impossible for most people. I would say Dodie Dunson deserves a special tip of the cap tonight. Probably Bradley's player of the game. Just a really remarkable effort at the foul line, and he did a great job on Josh Mayo.
Yeah, and I think that's they're looking at him and saying, do we have another J.J. Twy here? And of course. He's probably, he's got a little more lift than J.J., although J.J. was a good rebounder and a tough guy.
Both strong.
But if Dunson is willing to do that, it's going to be a big plus for Coach Les and the coaching staff to have somebody take the challenge of guarding a guy like Josh Mayo. Josh Mayo, last year he lit him up for 34 last year.
Yes, he did.
And that was with a quick guy like Danny Ruffin guarding him. So. Yeah, hats off. Shall we make him player of the game?
Oh, let's do. We have to. Dodie Dunson,
player of the game, double
player of the game. That's just great. All right, we'll be right back in just a moment.
Selection. We have it at Finish Line Ford. No matter what you're looking for, import or domestic. 05 G35X, 16815, 06 C230, 19574, 07 IS250, 26780. Central Illinois' best selection at our lowest prices. Find them all at finishlineford.net.
Bradley basketball fans, it's time to get ready to rock the house. Power packs are on sale now. College basketball's best entertainment value is waiting for you with 5 Saturday games for $50. Get yours now at the Shea Stadium ticket office or by calling 309-677-2625. Don't miss a second of Bradley Braves basketball action. Get your power pack today. Bradley basketball. Are you man enough?
Products don't know how to find customers, but Comcast Spotlight does. With a mix of on-air, online, and on-demand advertising, you can reach your customers wherever they are.
Bradley was down 28-20 at a halftime, and a great second half effort, Coach. Great coaching and great effort by the kids, and the fans helped them too.
Yeah, and the fans did get into it, like you were crying for all night. Big baby, you were crying all night for them to get into it.
Begging.
It makes a difference.
It sure does. All right, that's a wrap. And so for our scorer tonight, David Robertson, for our producer, Frank Blaine, for Coach Dick Versace, this is Frank Bissoni wishing you all a very pleasant good evening from Carver Arena in Peoria, where the Bradley Braves started their season winning over UIC Flames 67-61. We'll see you for 3 games in Florida. Thanks for watching, and good night.